In a world that moves too fast, this is your invitation to pause, to explore the space between thought and wonder, where science meets story and emotion meets insight. Here, curiosity is more than a question. It's a way of being. You found your corner of calm and contemplation. This is nerdy psychology. Stay curious, be kind, and keep your mind nerdy.
Picture this. You're at the airport, ready for your dream trip to Rome. You have planned for this trip for the last year. You have saved. You have Pinterest boarded every moment of this journey. Your suitcase is packed to the brim. You have had to sit on it twice just to zip it shut. Your carry-on, well, that's dangling with carabiners who are holding your water bottle and your neck pillow and that, just in case hoodie. At the check-in counter, the agent smiles politely and says, "I'm sorry, your bag is overweight." You protest, "That can't be right. I weighed it 3 times before I left my house." Here you are, opening up your suitcase in front of a line of weary travelers. You're shuffling your shoes and you're rearranging your toiletries. And you're getting those looks from all the people behind you. You shove some things into your carry-on. You throw on an extra t-shirt in the bathroom. And you refuse to abandon your 12th, "maybe I'll wear it" top. When you finally make it through security, there's an announcement on the loudspeaker. Your gate has been changed to the other side of the airport. Now you're running. Your bag is flopping. Your water bottle hits your shin. The zipper gives out and your carefully packed life spills across the floor. And right there, surrounded by socks and sunscreen, you realized you packed your anxiety right inside that suitcase. Hi everyone, welcome to Nerdy Psychology, where science meets sanity and we make mental health, make sense. I'm Dr. Angel, a mental health professional, a travel enthusiast, and a recovering overpacker. Today, we're unpacking literally the psychology of packing, why we bring too much, how clutter increases stress, and how intentional, minimalistic packing can make your trip lighter in every sense of the word. Packing too much isn't just a physical problem. It's a cognitive one. Every single item you bring adds a small piece of mental responsibility. Psychologists call this the cognitive load, the mental effort it takes to keep track of things. The more stuff you bring, the more tabs your brain has to keep open. Research from Princeton Neuroscience Institute found that clutter competes for your attention. It reduces focus and it increases stress. Another study from UCLA's Center on Everyday Lives of Families showed elevated cortisol levels were directly correlated with the number of household items visible in living spaces. And yes, that applies to suitcases too. So here's a fun fact. According to the travel surveys by Expedia and AAA, the average traveler only uses about 60% of what they pack. Women on average pack 6 pairs of shoes, but wear only 2. Men pack extra outfits, just in case. But they never see the light of day on the vacation. A client once told me she spends her first day of vacation just reorganizing her suitcase because she cannot find anything. She thought it was an organization problem. She literally went on and ordered all the packing organizational tools and helpers there was. But it actually was a decision fatigue problem, not an organizational problem. Less stuff equals fewer choices equals calmer brain. I'm going to say that again. Less stuff equals fewer choices equals calmer brain. When you overpack, you're carrying not just weight, but worry. Every, just in case item represents a small anxiety you couldn't leave behind. Let's make this practical. Intentional packing is about categories and clarity. Start with categories when you're starting to pack. Think in piles, not chaos. So having a clothing category and an underclothing category. Hygiene and toiletries in one category. Tech, then medical, then shoes, accessories, financial items. So things like your cash, your cards, your ID. Then we need documents like passports and itineraries. Activity specific gear. So if you're going snorkeling or hiking, having that in a category. And then add a mini first aid kit that has, things like Band-Aid or motion sickness tablets, pain relievers. Always bring a few extra days of prescription medication just in case there are travel delays. The travel capsule wardrobe. A capsule wardrobe means everything mixes and matches. For example, you could have 2 pairs of neutral bottoms like jeans or black pants or shorts. You could have 4 to 5 versatile tops in one color palette like black or white or sage or plum. You can layer, so having like a cardigan or a light sweater or jacket. You can bring one dressy or elevated outfit, 1 pair of comfortable shoes, 1 pair of maybe dressier shoes. Add some accessories to switch up the look instead of bringing 5 different outfits or 5 different moods. Choose fabrics that are wrinkle resistant, quick drying, lightweight. And then the trick is bring laundry detergent sheets. They make sheets and not liquids, so you don't have to count as your liquids through security. You can wash items in your sink or your tub mid-trip. It's much easier to wash a few things in the sink or tub and hang them up to dry than to haul all these extra things with you. And then streamline everything else. And what I mean by that is digitize. So digitize your boarding passes, your maps, your books, your itineraries on your phone. Also, if you're using them in your digital wallets or online pages, take screenshots of those tickets or boarding passes and things so that you also have a copy in case maybe the internet's a little wonky. Downsize your toiletry into travel bottles. It's really important to bring smaller amounts. And personally, I love the travel bottles that become less as the product goes down. And I will put a picture of that so you can kind of see what I'm saying. When you bring the small bottles that stay the same size if they're filled or not filled, I like buying back some of that space so on my way home, I could put in a couple extra souvenirs in my suitcase. Also, share some of these toiletries with a travel companion if you can. Do we really both need to have shampoo or conditioner or body wash or soap or whatever those things are? Sometimes that answer is yes, and sometimes we can share some of those things. Also, make sure you check what are the amenities that are included with where I'm going. Don't bring what's already provided, things like hair dryers or towels or those types of things, or even sometimes soaps. If they're already being provided for you, there's no reason to pack extra. And then my favorite tip is multi-purpose, multi-use items. So things like scarves that could double up as a blanket or a moisturizer that's also a sunscreen. Shoes that you could wear for walking, but also for dinner. I love to pack in packing cubes and zip pouches for organization. Everything has a home. I know where everything is so it doesn't get lost. And my favorite packing cubes are the compression cubes because they buy back the airspace, which gives me space to be more organized and intentional with my packing. Put small items, so things like earrings or cords or pills, into clear mini containers or little snack bags. Visual order reduces travel stress. All right, the emotional side of overpacking. Here's the deeper layer. Overpacking often comes from emotional insecurity. We pack for, those what if scenarios. What if it rains? What if I need 6 outfits? What if I don't feel confident that day? We try to control the unknown by controlling our suitcase. But life and travel always has surprises. Sometimes overpacking is really about fear of being unprepared or unseen or uncomfortable. Minimalistic packing is an act of trust. Trusting yourself to adapt, to handle whatever comes your way. And remember that experience matters more than outfits. I have learned this lesson the hard way. I can now literally pack for a 7-day cruise in a single backpack. And I promise I do not feel deprived. I have everything I need and want. I bring my capsule wardrobe, my travel size essentials. I have 1 pair of sandals, 1 pair of sneakers, my favorite hat. I also bring decorations for my cabin and my e-reader, and sometimes even slip in some extra little snacks. But when I'm walking through, I have no problems, no baggage claim delays, and I never, ever once thought, I wish I packed more. So the lighter you travel, the freer you feel. The lighter you travel, the freer you feel, both physically and emotionally. Before we wrap up, let's ground this on some quick, practical takeaways. Weigh your bag before you go. Aim for under 20 pounds if possible. Lay everything out, then remove 25% of it. You won't miss it. Use your phone to photograph how you pack so you could replicate it the next time. Keep a go bag ready with your essentials for spontaneous weekends. I always have a small little duffel that has a few essential toiletries, a little night outfit, a day outfit. And so if I have the opportunity and we're going to go to Orlando for the weekend, I can just grab it and go if I want to or need to. And I don't have to think about packing for that little weekend trip. Do practice packing. Time yourself. Packing under 15 minutes is a great benchmark, but while you're learning to pare this down, I promise you, it takes some time and intentionality. Pack, look at the space. I love to think of my suitcase as my real estate space, and I only want the things that are important to me, and that's the space it's contained. So what goes in there is very intentional and purposeful. Here's the truth. Overpacking is rarely about fashion. It's about fear and anxiety. When we pack lightly and intentionally, we make space for adventure, for rest, for presence. Your memories are what matters most, not the 5th pair of sandals. So next time you travel, challenge yourself to carry less and experience more. If today's episode helped you rethink how you travel, hit the like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss an episode of Nerdy Psychology. Drop a comment sharing your most overpacked trip story or your best packing hack. And don't miss Food for Thought Fridays, where we serve up short science-based insight to keep your brain happy and heart grounded. Stay tuned for next week. New episodes drop every week. Until next time, stay curious, be kind, and keep your mind nerdy. That's a wrap.
You found your corner of calm and contemplation. This is Nerdy Psychology. Stay curious, be kind, and keep your mind nerdy. Nerdy.